All right, so your filmography unto itself is very eclectic, but you've had a banner year between Mad Max, Legend, and this. So I wanted to ask you, in choosing your projects, what sort of has more weight? Sort of the script unto itself, or the character that you're being offered, the director? I'm just wondering because you have such a fantastic year with the project that you've chosen.
I got lucky,
Yeah.
one.
One.
Two, I'm not really sure. I'm quite mercenary, so I will, if somebody offers me something, I will take it. The options and opportunities that came along this year were an unprecedented privilege and opportunity, and that's how it fell, as opposed to anything that I contrived to create.
So with this
I
one,
got
was it
lucky.
sort of the fact of working with Alejandro and you jumped, or was it when you actually got the script that sort of got you?
Well, Leo called me up because Sean Penn initially it was to play Fitzgerald, but he wasn't unavailable, and I was going to be doing Splinter Cell, and Leo called me up and said, "I'm doing this film with Alejandro. It's really cool. You need to read it before you go off and do this other film. Why don't you take a read and see if it's something that you're interested in, because we need to find somebody." And then I read it and was like, yeah, okay. And then I met Alejandro, and we talked, and he's such a fantastic character and an artist. And Leo, I love to bits, and he's also a fantastic artist, and I'm a huge fan. And that's it, really.
Obviously, the dynamic with Leo is completely different than from Inception. So anything as having as from your character's point of view as an antagonist, anything surprising and sort of that you found when working with him in this sort of context?
In what way, isn't it?
Well, your characters are pretty much at ends.
They're very similar
Yeah.
in some aspects, I
Yeah.
think, which was, I mean, with his technical stuff, I have a lot more exposition than he does to carry stuff. He's much more verbose, my character. Although, one wonders how much he would have talked, really. Essentially, we had to talk a bit because it was a film. But they're very similar, which is interesting. They're like a yin and yang to the paradox of the human condition. I wonder if Hugh Glass was in a similar position to John Fitzgerald, if he would not have behaved in the same way. I don't see him as a villain and a goodie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there was a practicality to John Fitzgerald, whereby he acted upon necessity in a desperate situation.
So obviously,
The burying alive bit was a little bit.
somewhere along the line it crosses the line, but yeah.
It has, yeah.
But much has been said about the hardship of the production, but from your point of view, given that it sort of serves the authenticity of the movie, did that, being in it, did that help to what you guys were trying to do as actors and as filmmakers? Cause,
No, I don't think so. It just happened to be a long shoot, and the nature of it was the endurance was having to shoot a very specific type of movie, and in a certain way as well. He wanted to shoot natural light and in very hard to reach terrain in a real environment, which is altogether at times potentially hostile. So I think also that essentially the countryside, the landscape being a character of itself as well. And you could not have a story like this if you did not put it and set it in a real world, as opposed to a soundstage, was integral to the story piece. As opposed to, did it help us? I'm not sure. I mean, of course it would inform us, but after 8 months, of doing it, there's only so much information that one needs to get it. You got it now. It's still finished the film. In fact, it becomes impractical in some aspects to what we're there to do, which is to make a film, not just endure surviving with nothing. We had everything. We needed to make a movie.
all right, well, sir, thank you for answering the question. And I know you said you were lucky, but you fantastic this year.
I'm lucky. Thank you, sir. That's very